And hello everybody and welcome back to Anno 1800. And well, Princess Jing took it upon herself to now also attack my oil tankers. And while she wasn't able to capture this one here because, well, it's rather fast and also pretty sturdy as these oil tankers are, she is though attacking it now, and she's got more and more of these fantastic looking steamships out there. Well, that brings me to the idea of why not just starting with them myself. What we need to do for that is basically a dynamite production, and that is something we can have here in beautiful Crown Falls once again. Let's just check it real quick what we need for the advanced weapons, because this allows us then to finally build the advanced weapons and battleships. That is the most important thing here. And for that we do need, well, steel once again. I mean, if it's not enough steel, then it's not enough steel. We need more steel, and also on the other hand we need dynamite. And for dynamite we have actually already almost everything. The rendering works we have up here, though not enough yet, and we do need the saltpeter. And that is something we don't have yet, and that is something we need to focus on first. Now, one thing I want to do is, and that is actually a pretty good idea, and I just hit my head against the table for a few minutes there why I haven't come to the same conclusion yet. That is something I read in the comments of you guys, and that is that I could have one of my cargo ships, basically Condor for example, being a building material transporter route throughout my islands. We need to be very careful about this though, because I don't want to fully deplete my building materials in Crown Falls, of course. So what we can do here, first of all, let's open up the trading route menu once again. And up here we have Crown Falls as the starting point. I think it's actually one of the first times that we are making Crown Falls our starting point. And we definitely just want to, well, deliver it to King Dribble, to Halfbrink, and to Karoth. Right, to our main islands there. So these two islands here I don't really need to supply, because they're pretty much full. But those islands here, they still need something all the time. And what we're doing here basically is we say we take 100 tons of timber with us, 100 tons of bricks. We also take 100 tons of steel beam. Basically the cargo ship has so much space, it's just insane. We take 100 tons of windows, and somewhere I should have, there it is, the reinforced concrete. And we basically just do this now here. Right, so wherever there is a bit of space, we unload any of these materials here. It's going to take a while before this really takes full effect over the whole course, but it should still work pretty quickly. And the Barnacle too, a perfect ship for that. Let's put it on this route here and yeah, start our building material distribution. This basically makes it so much easier now to just build new stuff on any of these islands here, right? Because there's always something missing. Something is missing here, something is missing here. In Halfbrink, for example, we lack a lot of bricks actually, and in Karoth we lack bricks and windows. Now I still have my trade route open actually that delivers some bricks to Sleepy Hollow, to Crown Falls. So we might as well just cancel this one then as well, since we do have enough of that anyway, right? So let's just check this one. There we have it, and there I have Darkness 2 delivering also some bricks to and fro. And let's just cancel the bricks on this trade route there. Now that brings us back to the point of this whole episode here, and that is the advanced weapons. First of all, what we need to do here actually, and that is the dynamites. I love me some dynamites. Let's get going. So for the dynamites, we want the saltpeter. The saltpeter is something we need in Karoth, because in Karoth, well, basically we got the nitrate deposit. So what we do need for the saltpeter would be, besides some ships under attack. Attack me some ships here. This is Princess Jing one again. Yes. I'm going to destroy you soon enough. Don't worry about that, princess. We need the saltpeter. So in this case here, it needs some bricks. That is primarily all it needs really. And a lot of money. Let's just build a few of them. They produce, by the way, every 2 minutes, so they're really slow. For now, I want to go with 2 of these factories here. One of them costs 85,000 credits, which is just amazing. And the no, actually, wait a second. It costs 2,200 on my maintenance. That is something I cannot do. So 1 is the goal for now, right? So we can afford that. So that means basically, yeah, 2 saltpeter works are fine already. And that's basically just 40 tons of bricks that I need for that. Now over here, I was actually laying a bit of siege to Princess Ching, but thanks to the mod, I think it is thanks to the mod, they're able to rebuild their cannons while under siege, which is pretty strange to me still, but yeah, it's making it very difficult for us to actually, you know, get past here, because look at that, what is happening here right now. We got this island there, which is a pretty good island, and it has more fur, and we do need a lot of fur. Problem is, Princess Ching has a harbor here, which is fine. By the way, she's got an amazing island here. Looks fantastic. But she's got the harbor here, but she's also building now defense towers here, as we can see. And especially the big bird here, the range of these weapons is insane. It goes all the way to this side here. So my ships from now on can't travel safely anymore through this corridor here, through this channel. She's not only doing it to us though, but also to Miss Hunt, as we can see, because she's still also with an eternal war against Miss Hunt basically. So in this case here, she is a real booty, I gotta say that. I mean, she is really blowing it away, and we want revenge. First of all, our influence is bad though, so this is why I can't just spam more ships out. We are totally regulated by our ships that we have at this point. In the old world, I barely have any ships available anymore. In the new world, I do have still a few ships, but they're not very strong anymore against her advanced steamships. This is why we need to focus the advanced weapons as quickly as possible, and we need to get to investors. That is important. Investors give us influence. That is something we absolutely don't have yet. Investors, we're pretty close to them anyway. Fur codes is the only thing that's missing, and that's bringing us back to the fur problem that we have right now as well, amongst other things. My trader, let's just check my trader real quick with the building materials.
Reporting in.
We should have now the building material trader on the run somewhere, I hope. There it is. Problem though is as well here in King Dribble, yes, well, we do need another pier, and there once again the pier costs me influence. I don't have any. A real problem, a real circle of doom that we have there. They have to wait here now. It's a lot of bricks, lots of brick clippers. We might actually solve this problem by merging the flour and the fish. Let's get rid of those two clippers there. They no longer have to wait on congest this line here. And the fish and the flour is being merged in this case. It's this route here, right? So we get lots of flour, which no one needs on it. And we're going to add then here the fish. Let's have 200 fish there. Let's get rid of the ship, and Silver Hope is going to be on this route. And thus we have gotten rid of two clippers that we don't need anymore. I might actually also just destroy these clippers. This one has still a bit of fish on board. We are capped on fish anyway, so boom, there it is. It's gone. And this one here, we can also destroy it. Boom. It gives us a bit back of the influence and a bit of back of our balance there. Not much though. But it's still fine. Right, so there are only now two ships traveling here to and fro, and this one here is the building material transporter. As we can see, it just unloaded all of the building materials, but of course, next turn it won't be doing that anymore, and then it's filling up from time to time. Now, let's go back to Crown Falls, where the fur codes is going up again, and yeah, it also brings me back now to the saltpeter works that we have here. Let's build them. There they are, and yeah, they're looking rather standard. Still fine looking normal buildings, I'd say. Now we need a trade route for that. First of all, do we not have a decent trade route on it? Ah, Sean, you're also so annoying there in between. Bum bum, and doodly do. We are going back with ceasefire with you. Yeah, thank you. We screwed you over big time here. And you're even happy about that. Let's just go back here. We still want this trade route there. Yes, we do have a big flour transporter here that we also don't need anymore that much, at least. Let's reduce this to 300. Let's get rid of the ship here and let's put Condor on it, a new cargo liner. And he's also going to take the saltpeter that we have here. So we should see them somewhere. There it is, saltpeter. And let's also get as much as possible with that to Crown Falls, Condor on the remove. Very good. So it's a good idea anyway to finally get rid of all of these inefficient sailing ships, right? That no one really needs. That are slow and sluggish and just overall very fragile. And I can just build more cargo ships as we speak. There we still have one more. Vampire Squid 3. Seems to be a very popular name. And Vampire Squid 3, also I cleaned up the fish route here, is going to be, yep, here. There we have the... Oh, wait a second. Nope. There was the coal somewhere. There it is. Coal. Kareth. Let's get rid of this ship here, and Vampire Squid 3 is on it. And we still even have room for more, more goods that we can actually trade here. So I love me some cargo ships. Another oil tanker is coming in. I just love them as well there. These big tanks that are coming in there. And as we can see, oh, yep, the 500 tons that he's delivering are very much needed in this port here. Beautiful. All this oil that we need in this regard. Let's just check real quick our steel. Our steel is stable in a very low fashion. Let's actually build 2 more furnaces. We should be able to build them, in fact. We should be having, yeah, a bit of iron ore there still. So probably we'll get more iron ore there in the future. Let's also upgrade those warehouses there then, so they can actually take all the additional carts that we have. And not only that, but on the other hand, let's also now go for the dynamite. Oh, and the rendering works, right? For that, we'll need to check the piggies. We have enough piggies, so quite enough to be honest. Let's also upgrade these warehouses there real quick. Thank you. And in this regard, there we have the rendering works. We still have room for quite a few more here that I'm all going to build. I'd rather have the tallow in my storage than pig heads. Right, and thus we have used all the space here for all of these rendering works here. They're still working at their normal operation. I'm not going to boost this for now. And with that, we have everything ready. So we have now these materials, and that means I can have my dynamite factory. And we're only going to need 1 for now. We might actually add a few more later. Let's place it here because it's just fitting in like that to the big advanced weapons factory. Yes, and what we might actually be doing here, I might use the bridge on that side so I can still squeeze in this weapon factory here. Everything else would be a total waste. There it's fitting in. Very good. So I could have up to 2 of these advanced weapon factories then working for me if I want. Let's build it. Dynamite and advanced weapons. This was expensive though. It's also quite expensive on my balance. And with those, we're finally going for the battleships. So this is the next step now. We do need a few of them, but once we have them, well then it's battlecruiser time. And it's battlecruiser big time. We should, also go for the Mercier's Lighthouse. So I still need to figure out what that is, because that is a mod. And Fire and Maribou extinguished as well. So let's just go back here. There was a little fire. Do we not have a fire station in Maribou? We do, but it seems to be a bigger fire than we'll be used to. Very good. And something else is happening, which is just beautiful in general, is that we can now go for investors. This is exciting. Before I go for investors though, I need to make sure, once again, the rum is out. This is something that I haven't fixed up to this point yet. We have 5 ships now on the trade route for the rum, and yet the rum is always running out. All of these ships are full, by the way, right? We could still make them even fuller, but that would slow them down, and that is something I don't want in the age of war. So there is a bit of a rum coming in once again. It's still not optimal, right? So every time the rum goes in, we get around 20,000 on the balance in addition. But yeah, that is something that we should be focusing. Oh no, the canned food is actually something that is also going down once again. We haven't gotten, or we are not in check yet with our consumers. Yes, but I think the canned food is the last resort that we need to fix, and then we can finally go for the engineers. And it's actually cattle or beef that is missing here. Let's just check it real quick. We do have quite a lot of beef farms, to be honest. We can build a few more if we want to. There we still have room for a few more. Let's just go overboard with it and actually place us yet another one. In a not very beautiful fashion, but you know, screw me. Let's make it like this. It's up here, it's fine. And we also will need, yep, I guess, let's have one more here. That one we can though make a bit more beautiful. Right, crossing or bordering the other cattle farms that we have. And did we push them? We can push them quite a bit, in fact. We still have plus 13 happiness even with all of this pushing. So we got 50% more improved or improved our production there. I see that those guys here don't have a warehouse though. Let's also do this real quick and let's upgrade this warehouse there as well. And this warehouse here as well. And this one here as well. Boy, I don't have the bricks anymore. Doesn't matter. We're doing this then later. I love these cattle farms. Slaughtering the cattle. But of course we're going to have then an item where we don't need to slaughter any beef anymore. Actually, in fact, let's have a look if this item is not available already. Because we might actually find it at Eli, either at Eli or at Archie, something like that. Eli got a very, very good amount of items that are useful, right? Not the blue ones, not the green ones, but the rare ones, the epic ones. This one is already one of them. Animal farms produce 30% more, which just sounds about amazing. I will need to get a ship though over there. I don't have any ships there in the old world anymore. There is actually one. Just in the air. And I know that the old world is a bit in disarray at the moment because I'm not focusing on that anymore, right? We have Sleepy Hollow here, which once again has the plague. But it's not a big deal. Even if I lose Sleepy Hollow, I would still be perfectly fine. I'm all about Crown Falls at this point. And you should give me better items here. There we have, for example, oil power plant produces extra oil. The bakery produces extra chocolate, which is amazing, to be honest. Though it's just a nice bonus, right? There we have an interesting one. The grain farm and the red pepper farm produce 50% more and have 25% more modules. Might be something that we could use at some point. We also got another cargo ship coming out. Yeah, one of those items there we actually have. That is the costume designer. This makes it possible that we don't need to get cotton anymore to Crown Falls, right? So this one here actually replaces the input of our fur dealers from cotton fabric to wool. So we only need sheep farms. And those we have on Crown Falls, quite a lot of them. Makes it a lot easier. We don't need the cotton farms anymore. I'm also looking for Chef Michel. He is replacing the input for the goulash factories. There it is. And that is one of them, sorry, that is just one of them. That is the recipe archivist. So instead of beef, we need pigs for the artisanal kitchen. And it also has 30% more productivity. Pretty cool item. Let's take it with us. We can still decide later if we really need something here. Oh, newspaper guy, I also need you real quick. Because perhaps we can afford a bit of influence saving here. Plus 10 happiness, and then we have 30 influence left over, which is just amazing.
Such a pity you do not learn.
Ooh, for a second I thought that was it, but
not everything of yours
we are already paying 60,000 now. I should be very careful, so I'm a bit too greedy there. There we have something else, but nope, let's not go for this. Right, so we got two very good stuff here, items there. Let's actually get this one to Crown Falls. Off you go. So we can use these items there. Very, very good. And Archie, I think, no, he's got no persons. He's got machines and stuff like that to improve my ships that I could use, but nothing that I would need at this point. Let's go back. Let's just check real quick. Do we have... Yes, the heavy weapons factory is working at this point. And we do get... oh, some juicy advanced weapons into our storage. And if we check this real quick, how much do we have at this point? 3. So 3 we can use. Not, we do need 25 and then the first battle cruiser goes off. This is important though. And I'm pretty sure that once again... yeah, those things are running out. Well, what we still need to do is we need to get a bank up there. We have some investors soon. We have the engineers at this point. And the bank really boosts the money that is flowing into our pockets when we have something. But look at the bank. It is huge. It is absolutely huge. In that case, I might actually squeeze one in here. We do have the space for that. I really don't want to get rid of any engineers. I could also have one over here somewhere and one over here, or I could squeeze one in here in the center and take everything into account, right? Actually, this actually works pretty fine too. If I have a bank here, as we can see, then I do need another one up here and another one up here, and I already have the space for that, I think. Yes, let's have the bank in this corner there, just beside the university. Sorry, my fellow engineers. It's hurting me. Don't think that I'm doing this as a heartless person. I mean, I am a heartless person, but of course not that heartless usually. Let's also get rid of that road here. And for that, I will need to get rid of this engineer at least. Now I can squeeze it in. A beautiful little bank that we have there. And I think for our very first bank, this is not the worst thing that we can do, right? So we can catch this whole district, which eventually will have engineers. It goes all the way here into the center. So we do need another bank then for this area and another bank for this area. So 3, maximum of 4 banks we'll need, which is totally fine because the banks add a lot to our income there. Let's just place this one. And this will now satisfy the need, and just look at the balance there as it's going up there thanks to the bank, because the engineers now have the bank, right? This actually brought me 5,000 on the balance there, despite the bank costing me 1,000. So this is pretty worth it. Plus, I think it's a beautiful building that we have there. And one detail that I love about these huge buildings is that look at how it actually adjusts itself to the terrain. So as we can see, it's going down here, and it's actually adjusting to it by having a bigger fundament or foundation. Pretty cool. Pretty cool that is. Nice detail. Love it. And yes, thus my engineers have the bank, and they should be a bit more happy, and they are with a +9 happiness. So far so good. Now I just really need to fix those 2 damn resources here, and then we go for the investors and the battleships.